Hello, each of you. I'd like to introduce these new terms I've devised called bio-hedonism, anthro-hedonism, and ego-hedonism. So, starting, bio-hedonism comes from the root word bio for biology. Bio meaning life. And hedonism, just briefly to talk about hedonism, it's about pleasure over pain. A philosophy or ethic principle based on maximizing pleasure and minimizing pain. So, to maximize life pleasure, which means a type of ethical practice that seeks to maximize pleasure and minimize pain for each form of living species. Life, a general umbrella of each kingdom. So, next, anthro-hedonism. Anthro, as a root word for anthropology, which is the study of humans. And so anthro-hedonism would be to maximize a type of ethical practice that seeks to maximize pleasure and minimize pain, mainly to humans and not other species. And I left in that after humans and not other species to clarify that it's meant to show that it's not an emphasis on humans, it's that practice works strictly about humans, since many people actually have that belief that humans are dominant species and that no other species deserves to maximize pleasure and minimize pain like we do. And it seems that many people would practice bio-hedonism, but when you get specific, many people, a majority of people dismiss it. But next, ego-hedonism. Ego, as a root word for egotism or egoism, and ego was coined by, I've learned this, I can't remember who, Freud. If I recall, Sigmund Freud, he was he practiced psychologicalism in early 1800s, or no, earlier than that. But so that means ego-hedonism, a type of ethical practice, mainly seeks to maximize pleasure and minimize pain to an individual person and not others. So this term specifically means about, if I'm right, egotism, which is it's also associated with selfishness. And so I put that other part on after person and not others, to clarify that it won't include other species, nor will it include other humans. And that this one can honestly, I don't think any person will honestly agree with ego-hedonism. Many people would like to claim infamy, like people labeled as serial killers or totalitarians like Mao or Stalin, or like Ted Bundy, people in infamy, or like Trump, people say. But very few people seem to strictly adhere to this one. They may idolize it as a like hero's journey, villain kind of archetype. So, and I just wanted to tie these terms together as they relate. I created these terms since they relate with predaspeciesism or non-predaspeciesism. And how they do relate to predaspeciesism, as anthro-hedonism and or ego-hedonism relate to that. How? Well, they are exclusive. They practice exclusivity. So anthro-hedonism excludes other species, and ego-hedonism includes other humans and other species, humans as species, so extra exclusive. And predaspeciesism is a discrimination towards species via predation. So if you do anthro-hedonism or ego-hedonism, it doesn't bother you, in theory, that other species predate species of prey. So a lack of empathy towards species that get predated upon. And of course, bio-hedonism then is like biophilia, a love of life. So, which correlates to veganism. Bio-hedonism takes into account empathy towards other species that get predated upon and tries to minimize the pain of their plight. So if you'd like further clarification, or perhaps there's terms out there that have similar meaning to these meanings that I've created. And if you know about those terms, perhaps you could share their definitions in comments below. All right, later.